How's it going? Yuri came here from YuriCame.com, helping you make fit and healthy, simple and delicious, again, so you can live a great life in a body you love. If you don't know who I am, I'm a New York Times bestselling author, registered holistic nutritionist, and renowned fitness expert who has helped a lot of people around the world, and I'm on a mission to help a lot more, specifically 10 million people by 2018, 100 million people by 2040. I would love for you to be one of them. Today we are talking about your stuff, your health, fitness, nutrition questions, and that's what Ask Yuri Live is all about. But you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to do the intro, so let's do that right now. Trouble losing weight? Need more energy? Want to improve your health? You got a fitness or nutrition question? I probably have an answer for you. Oh yeah, pretty good. All right, so just want to make sure a couple things are going all right here on the feed. So, welcome everyone. If you can let me know where you are joining me in from, just type into the comments. I'm in Toronto. I'm in the home studio today. Let me know in the comments where you are at in the world, and most importantly, that you can actually hear me properly and that the audio is a-okay. So if you can give a thumbs up, that would be awesome. I don't want to be wasting my time. I don't want to waste your time, and that's what's that's the deal. If you're watching the replay on Facebook, welcome. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, what's up? If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got more awesome Ask Yuri Live videos already in existence and more coming your way each and every week. So just in case you don't know, every Wednesday, assuming that I'm not in an airplane, we are doing an Ask Yuri Live session right here on my Facebook page. And it's all about you, your health, nutrition, fitness questions. So if you have a question right now, type away in the comment section. I will do my best to answer you as best as I possibly can. Justine, what's up from New Zealand? Hope you're doing awesome. Thank you for joining me from the land down under. Do you guys consider, so is New Zealand considered down under, or do they only use that with Australians? I don't know. I'm not too sure if New Zealand and Australians are considered simultaneously to be down under, or if it's one or the other. Anyways, I'm just rambling. So I was away for a little bit because I was traveling, so I kind of had a hiatus from these Ask Yuri Live sessions. But again, we'll be back every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you. Joni from Atlanta, what's up? All right, so if you guys have a question, let me know. Actually, no, before we get into the questions, let's get right to the chase. I'm not going to waste any time today. If you've got a question, let me know in the chat. In the meantime, I've got some really cool news for you. So we've got our greens powder, our energy greens back in stock. Now, here's another cool thing. The All Day Fat Burning Cookbook, which was actually recently featured in Women's World magazine, one of the biggest magazines in the entire world. We got featured on the front cover. They called it the Belly Fat Tuck Diet, I think. And they talked about, losing 12 pounds in 1 inch every 5 days. We had a full 2-page spread inside the magazine. So if you picked up that magazine at a grocery store or wherever and you saw the book, this is it. So anyways, here's the thing. I've got 30 copies of this book sitting like right over there. I can't bring the camera around because it's basically in my kind of a storage little room I have over here beside my office and studio. And they're sitting there right now, and I don't want them to sit there. So here's what I would like. Here's what we're doing, actually. So I would like to give you a signed copy of this book and hook you up with the energy greens as well. So what we're doing for 30 people only is, if you would like a signed copy of this book, hardcover, full color, the whole bit, literally from my house, I'm going to ship it to you. I'm going to pay for shipping, all that stuff. You get a free copy, signed copy of this book to those people who grab a 6-bottle pack of our energy greens. Now, first, we're doing this for a couple reasons. First, if you order 6, you actually save 20% off versus just getting 1. Second, you actually get a free bottle as well. So you actually get 7 bottles for the price of 6. And if you have any number of people in your households other than yourself, well, you're going to go through this pretty quickly. I've got 5 people in my family, me, Amy, and the kids, and we go through one of these probably every 2 weeks. So if you get 6, that's going to last you for about 2 to 3 months. And we don't keep this stuff in stock, as you know, all year long. When we sell out, based on the production time, it takes us about 8 weeks to get another batch done. And why that's important to you is this: we only have the freshest quality ingredients for you. Nothing is going stale. Nothing is sitting in a warehouse for more than a couple of weeks, which means that when this arrives at your front door, all you have to do is enjoy it with some water, and you're getting the freshest, healthiest, and tastiest energy drink on the planet. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna type into the comment section right here. I'm gonna type in the special web page to go to claim one of these 30 signed cookbooks, and obviously more information on the energy greens. So again, grab a 6-pack, actually grab a 6-pack of energy greens today, and I will send you a signed copy of this cookbook. Again, the first 30 people only. So this is a time-sensitive, inventory limited offer. So don't delay. This might be gone by the end of the day. I'm not too sure. So that's the first thing. Okay, so now we got that off the table. Let's get to your questions. Okay, guys, so if you've got a question, type into the chat. Let me know when it is. If you're watching the replay, then just join me every single Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to pull up some recent questions that we have been asked, and we'll see what we can do to help you out, live your healthiest and fittest life. Okay, one sec. I'm just going to sift through our Google Docs. We've got a big Google Doc. If you have a question outside of the Ask Yuri Live show, what I would recommend you do is message my page. So click on the send message button somewhere on this page and actually write us a Facebook Messenger message. That way our team can take that and put it into this master Google Doc that has all the questions that I do my best to answer on a regular basis. So that would be awesome. All right, so Melanie Perry wants to know if you could list the top 5 ethically non-earth destroying alternatives to milk, I would be most grateful. Not soya or almond milk, isn't coconut a fad, and doesn't cost $5 a carton. Well, you've basically just eliminated a couple options right off the table there, Melanie. So there's no like mystical milk that hasn't been discovered yet. There's the common stuff. You've got almond milk. Soy milk I wouldn't really recommend for frequent consumption because it's genetically modified in a lot of cases. It increases the estrogenic load in your body, which is not a good thing because a lot of us have too much estrogen already, which can lead to all sorts of things like PCOS, estrogen dominance, all sorts of stuff. Third is you've got rice milk, brown rice milk in some cases, or normal rice milk. Good option as long as it's coming from a good source and not loaded with arsenic, which I don't really think is a big issue, but rice milk is good. Coconut milk, you've got 2 variations of coconut milk. So you've got coconut milk that's in a can, which is the full fat coconut milk, which is the awesome coconut milk that gives you that creamy, fatty consistency, which is actually really good for you. Coconut is not a fad. Coconuts have been around since the beginning of time. You know all those palm trees that live in the tropics? Well, guess what? A lot of them give birth to coconuts. The single most versatile food on the planet, I believe, is a coconut. Coconut water, coconut meat, coconut fat, all sorts of amazing stuff from one nut. So it's not a fad. It's not going anywhere. It's a super, super healthy food. And coconut milk in the canned version, as long as it's the BPA-free can, is great. You can also find coconut milk, which is kind of like the in a box, more for like pouring on cereal type of thing. You can get that as well. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, right? We're not talking about coconut water, which is, I think, very overpriced for what it is. We're talking about milk here. So coconut milk, rice milk, almond milk. Then you can look at hemp seed milk or hemp milk, and you can actually make a lot of these yourself. So at home, you can blend 1 cup of almonds with 4 cups of water, run it through a nut milk bag, and it'll strain all the milk out and leave the fiber. It's a really simple way of making your own nut milk, which is awesome. So as you know, I'm not a huge fan of dairy, and that's why I think these are the best alternatives for you. That's 4. I don't know if there's 5. I'm trying to think if there's another one I could possibly recommend. There might be, but I'm drawing a blank. So thank you, Melanie, for that question. Hopefully that guy that serves you guys out. Serves you. I can't even speak here. Okay. Justine, thank you. Love your books. Completely changed my life. You're the best. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jessica, how would you recommend a diabetic person work a fast day? So I'm going to make a cut. So I'm a huge fan of fasting unless you have adrenal fatigue, your thyroid is shot, or if you're diabetic. So if you're diabetic, I would not recommend you do a fast. If you want to, maybe just intersperse your meals a little bit more so they're not always on top of each other, keeping your insulin high. This is something you just have to manage with, I hate to say your doctor, because they really have no idea when it comes to nutrition. But keeping blood sugar relatively stable is important. But also remember, when blood sugar is elevated consistently, so too is insulin. And if insulin is elevated all the time, that's a signal to create inflammation in the body, which is not a good thing. So I would love to see diabetics do a 1-day fast without it negatively affecting their blood sugar, but I don't know if that's going to be the case for all diabetics. So it might be on a case-by-case basis. If you're okay going several hours without food and you're diabetic, go for it. If you need to have something, then eat something. I would hate for you to end up in a diabetic coma because you decided to do a 1-day fast. Okay, so again, check with your doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice, but I'm saying fasting for the most part is okay for pretty much everyone, except for if you have severe blood sugar imbalances, hypothyroidism, or like a shot thyroid, or adrenal fatigue. Okay, just let me grab a little sip of water here. Once again, guys, thanks for joining me so much. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join me. I will be doing more of these, and I promise actually I'm going to be doing more live video on this Facebook page. So not just these types of like in-studio videos. I'm actually going to bust out the iPhone. I'm going to take you guys on little walks, and I'll be answering like one-off questions in those shorter videos. So every Wednesday at 12:30, I'll do a little bit more involved answering your questions live. Mary, what's up from Grimsby? Tina, is there anything natural to take instead of metformin? Oh man, these drugs, they drive me crazy. Yeah, so what I'm going to do here, Tina, is I'm just going to put a link into I'm just going to make sure that this is the right URL. Because so the good thing about type 2 diabetes is that it's very, very optimistic in the sense of it's simple, not easy necessarily, but simple to overcome, right? If you have type 2 diabetes, it's much more optimistic than if you had stage 4 cancer. So type 2 diabetes, for the most part, is very simply managed by eating the right foods and exercising. With respect to exercise, you want to be getting some good intensity in there, right? So good intense exercise that is going to, what it does actually is it helps your cells open up and take glucose out of your blood to actually be utilized inside your cells. So combined with a good whole foods diet, lots of fiber, good quality proteins, healthy carbohydrates, that's the key. You have to get rid of the sugar, right? Get rid of the refined foods. And over time, over the space of a couple of weeks, you'll notice massive improvements in your health. On that page, I talk about this mysterious superstarch, which is also extremely helpful. We talk about this in our Defeating Diabetes kit, which is resistant starch. Very, very powerful for type 2 diabetics, as well as pretty much anybody, because of what it does at the gut level, reducing inflammation, helping stabilize blood sugar. It's pretty awesome. Okay, Ling, so should a 18-year-old varsity tennis player eat paleo? What kinds of carbs does he need? White rice, sweet potato, legumes? Good question. So if you're an athlete, nothing wrong with paleo, right? But again, why pigeonhole yourself to just be paleo? Because now you're going to have to worry about, is sweet potato okay? Are peanuts okay? Just eat the damn food. If paleo is nice because it gets you thinking a bit healthier, right? Animal products and vegetables. But again, you can overdo it on the meats. You can overdo the animal products. And the human body wasn't really meant to digest cooked meats at all, right? We're not lions. Even lions don't cook their meat, but cooked protein can be very tough for us. So not that I'm saying meat's bad, but don't overdo it. Don't get fussy about putting yourself into a pigeonhole of being paleo or vegan. Just eat well. As an athlete, you're gonna need good amounts of protein, healthy carbohydrates, sweet potato, lentils, chickpeas, black beans. These are all great sources of starchy carbs, fiber, and protein all in one. So legumes are terrific. You can look at things like brown rice, quinoa. So you want to have a good combination of these healthier carbohydrates, because as a tennis player, and I love tennis, so I totally get it, you can be on the court for several hours a day. You need the fuel to be able to maintain that. So don't restrict those starchy carbohydrates. They are important. Okay, so for whatever reason, I can't reload my feed. It doesn't show me all the comments. So if I missed a question, I apologize. Just type it again if I haven't answered. If you're enjoying this, be sure to share this video with your peeps. Hit the share button. The more shares we get, the more people see this, and the more people we're able to impact. I'm on a mission to help 100 million people by 2040. So by that time, I will be, 60 some odd years old? That's pretty crazy. Interesting. Anyways, I can't do that all by myself. I need your support. And the best way to do that is simply share the love. Pay it forward. If something here makes an impact for you, share the video with your peeps. Share this page with your friends, family, and colleague who need to understand this stuff. We're sharing tons of amazing stuff on this page, on our Facebook page, every single day. And when you guys share it, when you like it, it helps reach more people. So I want to thank you in advance for all that. Stacy is asking, what do you think about gluten-free crackers on your intermittent fasting and carb cycling? I'm thinking they will be a no, but would just like some clarity. So gluten-free crackers are, again, there's a spectrum, right? If you're making, there's good ones and not so good ones. If you can find good gluten-free crackers that don't have like crap in them, totally fine on any of the days other than maybe a low carb day or an intermittent fasting day. Totally cool. But if you're getting stuff that is just loaded with, not so good types of fillers, just because it's gluten-free doesn't mean it's healthy. That's something you want to consider. So, yeah. Charlotte, candida that I cannot get rid of. Any advice? Okay, so let me pull up the good old blog. Candida can be tricky. So one of the ways that people talk about candida is just restrict sugar, never eat sugar or fruits. Eventually it'll get out of your body. That is true in part. However, you also have to do some things that kind of evolve beyond just dietary restriction. So for instance, if you take certain supplements that can help break down the biofilm around candida, which is kind of like the casing around the yeast, it can help infiltrate it and break it down a little more effectively. Anyways, that's beyond the scope of what I'm going to answer here. So what I'm going to do, Charlotte, is I'm just going to post the link in here to a post we have called, well, it's pretty simple, Candida Cure, 5 natural treatments for getting rid of it. That should lead you in the right direction. Ling, how do I stop cravings? My son craves how to stop cravings. My son craves raw cacao desserts, raw chips, dates, potatoes, all that kind of stuff. So again, there could be a number of reasons for that. And I will direct you to another blog post we have on the blog. Okay, where are we? There we go. How to stop sugar cravings. This is going to be the same type of advice for cravings in general. So one way is you basically stop eating the food. It's like, how do you get an alcoholic to stop drinking? Well, you kind of stop drinking. You can't just have a shot every now and again. So initially there has to be a bit of a distance period where you're able to disassociate and cleanse yourself from those foods that are triggering your brain to want it, that are triggering your taste buds, that are changing the gut bacteria inside your colon to want to crave those foods. Crazy stuff. Did you know that certain bacteria in your gut force you to crave specific foods that when you eat them will feed that specific bacteria and help it flourish? It's amazing. So all living organisms are trying to survive. So they can start to really impact your drive to eat certain foods based on what they can actually manipulate inside your body which is like things, in your taste buds, in the brain with your vagus nerve. Your motivation to eat specific foods goes up based on what they want you to eat to feed them so they can survive and propagate. It's crazy. It's amazing. So what do I think of a cheat day once a week? I like a feast day once a week. So there's a big difference. Cheat days is like ice cream, cake, whatever you want, no holds barred. That's a very easy way to derail you off the good path. A feast day is what I talk about in the all-day fat burning diet and the all-day fat burning cookbook, which is eating healthier foods that you can still enjoy that are maybe a little bit more guilt-inducing, for the lack of a better word, but they're actually still really good for you. So for instance, in this book we've got, let me just show you. So when you can have stuff like this, right? So you've got salted peanut butter chocolate pudding with coconut whipped cream. This would be feast approved. You can have a higher caloric intake on your feast day, enjoying kind of indulging sweet foods. Over here we've got caramelized peaches with coconut whipped cream. These are things that, we put together in this cookbook because I love sweets, but not all sweets are created equal. There are better versions. There are less sugary versions. Here's another couple examples. So we've got peanut butter chocolate balls. We've got chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. We've got spicy greeny rotini, which is a pasta. All of this stuff is gluten-free, dairy-free, low in sugar, and it tastes amazing. So when you eat this type of food, you enjoy healthier quality foods and you're not restricting yourself. That's why this cookbook is so awesome, because you're able to lose weight while enjoying gourmet-like meals that do your body good. No counting calories, no deprivation. And that's what I suggest in terms of a feast day, as opposed to a cheat day where you go off the rails. And if you're like gluten-free or healthy-ish most of the time, and then you go eating pizza and hamburgers and french fries and ice cream, now your body's going to want that stuff more often. So it's tougher to get back on the healthy bandwagon. Nick, what's up, my man? Good to see you here, buddy. Have you ever heard of using brewer's yeast as a probiotic supplement? No, I haven't. I have not. But if you have any insight on that, I'd be happy to look into that and consider it. But I haven't, no. Only for making beer, I think. Okay. So it's taken us almost to the top of the hour. I've got to run because I've got another call/hangout at 1 o'clock. Once again, if you want a signed cookbook, I'm giving 30 of these away. I only have 30 left in my house. I'm going to mail them to you signed, or mail you a copy signed. All you have to do is grab a 6-pack of our energy greens. You're going to get 20% off the single unit price plus a free bottle. So you get 7 bottles for the price of 6 for the next 30 people only. Okay, so the link is in the thread. alldayenergydiet.com/greensv3 is where you want to go. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I will be back with you next Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. And in the meantime, I will be posting more live videos on this page every single day. So not to worry, you'll still get to see my beautiful face helping you out more often than you have. I hope you have an amazing day. Let's finish off with the intro/outro, and I'll talk to you next week. Trouble losing weight? Need more energy? Want to improve your health? You got a fitness or nutrition question? I probably have an answer for you.